Hello everyone. So today we have Riya Vajir, author of Shade, Breathing, Scared, Raw, What You Feel Never Dies, but What You See Sometimes Lies, for an exciting rapid fire session. So are you ready, ma'am?
Yes, totally, wholly, absolutely ready.
Okay, so let's start with my first question.
Sure.
What unique twist or element in your book sets it apart from another mystery novel?
Oh, that's a great question and very contemplative if you ask me. I don't think so. It's the mystery plots or we are running behind who's the culprit or who's the villain or what's happening in it. But I feel it's rather the theme, rather the enigma that we follow. And my book entirely is written from the villain's perspective. Of course, not his point of view, but his perspective and how he sees the world and what he follows. So I feel the villain, he's known as the unseen man. He is someone that sets the book really apart from other mystery novels, and the thing that it has many other genres involved. It has thriller, it has suspense, it has forbidden love, it has sort of a great twist about myths and legends that follows England. And I feel, yeah, all the above things sets it apart. And of course, his brain. That's one thing that I love about my villain and the book. That his brain is unique, and that sets it apart for sure. Yeah, him, the unseen man, basically.
So which character was the most challenging to write?
Again, I'll have it's quite a debate here, but again, I'll have to say the villain of the story was quite challenging, but as well as fun to write. He was sort of a paradox for me. When I started writing this book, I had no idea like he would turn out to be this way that we thought. But more than the villain, his entire backstory, his entire development, his origins, that was the most challenging part, but as well as the most fun part. That was the one I had to research a lot. I had to go through a lot of myths and legends about Northern England and their stories. And as from a child, I was obsessed with horror stories. I was obsessed with, Lost in the Wood concept and stuff like that. And one more character that was quite difficult to write. I cannot say much more unless and until you read the book, definitely. But was the protagonist. As simple as he seems in book one, I'm quite more excited that how would people see him in book two. So we'll have to wait for the sequel for that after book one. So yeah.
What is your favorite mystery novel by another author?
I cannot name one. I cannot. I have thought about this maybe a billion times around, but I don't think so I could name one. As a child, like right from when I was a child, I was quite, awed by the concept of Hansel and Gretel. I used to, maybe other people or maybe like my age girls were playing fairy tales, and I love Disney. I love fairy tales and all the stories and myths and legends about, from the Grimm brothers. But I was watching Harry Potter, I was watching Scooby Doo, I was watching, Hansel and Gretel, and I was reading those witch stories and maybe witch trials, of Salem and stuff like that, right from kid, right, from that age. So I think those things influenced me a lot even from my childhood. People were, like thinking of becoming hey, I want to become a doctor, hey, I want to become an engineer, hey, I want to become a CA. And nobody ever talked about, becoming an artist. Nobody ever talked about becoming, a writer. Nobody wanted to, carve their imagination into reality. No one wanted to, think beyond the horizon. They were just stuck with, I'm not offending, but normality or how mediocre things were. And as far as those things are concerned, I was being judged throughout. Okay, you are watching this, you're reading this, that's quite ahead. But Wuthering Heights, Haunting of Hill House, Sherlock, these were like all the things that influenced me a lot along my entire journey of, getting this book out and yeah, reading. But I would say my favorite story was Macbeth by Shakespeare. I was, oh my god, a lot influenced by that. So you get to know how does the entire witch and horror aspect comes in the story. You will get to know once you read.
Okay. Do you
Yeah.
write with a specific audience in mind?
Yes, I did write with a specific audience in my head. Of course, it's like anyone could read the book, but jumping right in my book, it is not a La La Land. It is not a fairy tale. It has like glimpses of it. When you read it, you will be in awe because it's grandeur, it's magnificent. The entire world is so gigantic. You would be like, okay, there are so many things happening at once. You'd be taken aback a little. But when you jump into it, you cannot, try to, just be with a free mind and be like, okay, let's relax and it's very easy. Let's just, read it for escapism. That's not what it is. You'll have to use your head a little. You have to, use your like brain a little along with it. The audience, mostly it was young adult that I had in my head while writing this book. Even people my age, I'm 24 right now, and even people like teenagers, maybe after, of course, maybe 16, because I think it's 16 up, so I don't think so below that should be advisable to read the book. It has a lot of murder scenes, gore scenes and stuff like that, so not advisable. Many horror scenes coming in book 2, so
Okay.
I hope everyone reads it. That's all I can wish. Yeah.
Have you ever solved a real life mystery?
Sadly, not. I haven't. I'm a very simple girl. You wouldn't believe that my background has been finance and marketing throughout. I graduated in Bachelor's of Accounting and Finance. Then I completed my MBA in Marketing Management. So it would be impossible for one to ever think that, okay, she has a crazy brain where, she's looking out of the window and plotting murders and plotting mysteries, or, having this old manner with ghosts and stuff like that. Because I've always been a front bencher answering all the questions the teacher asks. I've always been a teacher's favorite student. So having a shift from this to this has not been big for me, because while I was doing that, my other head was always lost in the clouds, was always thinking about the story. I always wanted to write this story, always wanted to become an author. It's been maybe 6-7 years I've dreamt about this. And finally living this dream is exquisite. It takes my breath away. Whenever I think about it, or whenever I actually see the book in my hands, or people, congratulating, it's been amazing, the entire journey, definitely.
Great.
So that's that.
So that wraps up our rapid fire session with incredible talented Riya Vajir. Thank you for joining us today and sharing your thoughts, and all the best for your amazing book.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.